What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Kind of Funny
people.
podcast. 3,000 people. When are we doing Kind of Funny live there?
We almost did prom
about
there.
Oh, did we?
They wouldn't let us do it there though. For some reason,
Too late.
I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller. This is the producer / producer, Nick Scarpino.
Top of the morning to you.
How you doing?
I am well. How are you?
Good. You're hanging in there. You said I can see the struggle. You were over there editing on stuff. You came in. You said you're up against the wall.
I said we're all up against the wall.
No, I'm not. I feel great.
Up against
the wall. Up against the wall.
Why are you up against the wall?
Okay.
Actually, up against the wall transition.
I'm a little tired, but I'm embarrassed as to why I'm tired.
Oh fuck! I gotta hear this.
Because it's not a great story. It's one of those where you're like,
Well, it's a
I
Nick
can't
story.
complain about being tired because 11:30 last night.
You stayed up watching some bullshit.
Some bullshit.
You watched
Oh,
some
the Dana
bullshit.
Carvey thing.
So at 11:30 last night, I get the sleepy eyes. I'm like, I'm kind of tired, but I finished elementary, and I was like, shit, I gotta find something. I gotta know I got something else out there, right? Going through all the fucking blading through all the blades, right? And I find on Hulu they've got this documentary called Too Funny to Fail, which is the Dana Carvey show, the documentary about the David Conner show. And I was like, I'm gonna watch the trailer for this, and if it's good, I'm put it on the list for tomorrow. Trailer so fucking good that I'm like,
You're in.
I'm just
We got
gonna,
a
I'm just
roll?
gonna start this real quick.
Got a
And
roll?
2 hours.
Yeah.
11. I went to bed at 1:30 last night, like 2 o'clock, and I was just like, and then it was cold. Then I'm hearing things. I don't think I got to bed till like 4.
Over here, the Hispanic heartthrob Andy Cortez,
Hey, guys.
rounding out the quartet, Forbes 30 under 30, aka the second best baby blues in San Francisco, aka the engaged one at Tim Gettys.
Let's host Greg. You'll be happy to know, in case you don't already know, Gia went through a similar situation that Nick did of like
Hearing things in the middle of the night.
finishing her show. She always says that. Finishing her show and then not knowing what to watch next.
It's a hard one.
She started this little show called Nashville.
Oh!
She's a season in and she is hooked.
Well,
Where's she streaming them all from? Are they on something now?
Hulu.
Nice. Oh, Hulu's got everything. All right,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
And that's where the Dana Carvey documentary
yeah,
was?
I believe it's on. I don't know if it's outside of Hulu, but it's for sure on Hulu. I think it's actually a Hulu.
I remember
original,
seeing
so
the
that makes
promo
sense. It's on
trailers
Hulu.
for that where they did the funny thing where it was like it was sad, but it was the thing of like on a very special episode where somebody gets shot or whatever, and then the premiere of the Dana Carvey show, and they're like, thanks for that lead or whatever.
Okay, so first off, this documentary phenomenal. I barely remember the Dana Carvey show. Do you remember it at all? Because it was like 1996.
I remember that it existed. I don't remember watching it or what actually the content was.
So, and this is it's a great documentary. Everyone should absolutely watch it.
Not Hulu.
Even if you have no touchstone for Dana Carvey whatsoever, all you need to know is at some point Dana Carvey was like the biggest star in SNL.
He was the church lady.
He was Church Lady. He was
Garth.
Garth in Wayne's
Special.
World. He had won up until that point. He had done the longest run of anyone on Saturday Night Live. Decided he wanted to leave and was trying to figure out what to do afterward. And by a turn of events, was like, I want to do a sketch comedy show. Took Robert Schmiegel with him, who was one of the runners of SNL, but also the guy that does
Smigel.
Triumph the Insult Dog. Smigel, is that how you say it?
Then he was the
Schmiegel's funny.
TV's Funhouse.
Which is
TV's Funhouse. TV Funhouse.
Get back here with my show.
Yeah.
now,
And then
so,
Adam Kovic's like, that was a good name for a channel.
that started though.
Oh, fun.
Funhouse. See what I did? I turned it on. I turned on Kovic. Hate him.
I was like, why'd you say Adam Kovic?
Just like saw shakes out the room. What's funny is that actually started on the Dana Carvey show. Ace and Gary was a Dana Carvey show skit.
Really?
That Smigel took from that, and then when he went back, when it
He's like, I got to get something out of this failed show.
Well, when it died, when Dana Carvey show died, he was like he went back to SNL, and then like a year later,
Was
that
it
when- that was
Colbert
big.
and
So what was crazy about it was they were like, we're gonna put together a team, and he was
Steve
like,
Carell.
I want really fresh faces. He took Smigel, who was a showrunner basically, or a head writer at SNL, as his showrunner, and then they're like, we need a new head writer, and they had this new guy, up and coming guy, this like redheaded guy that no one had really heard of called Louis C.K. So they brought him in, which is crazy. Then they went to Second City, and they cast a guy named Steve Carell and Stephen Colbert that no one ever heard of before. And
I just got
Too many
goosebumps.
Steves.
the shit that these guys did was so far up my alley, Tim. If Greg's lying, he's dying.
Yeah.
I'm not lying.
You're gonna watch these and be
wow.
like, "This
Holy
is
shit, then you're
such a
dying?
fucking Nick thing to do." Where like they went to ABC, and ABC is like, "We want this show," because they're gonna go to HBO with it, which makes sense because in like the
do whatever.
Bob and
show titties.
Mr. Show with Bob and Dave.
Yeah,
Remember
yeah.
that kind of
Keith, right?
was it?
Bob Odenkirk and someone.
David Cross.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
I thought he was gonna say the most Nick thing is like improperly named thumbnails.
Well, that's fair. No, but they were going to go to HBO, and then ABC offered them the time slot right after Home Improvement, which was like the biggest show on TV at that point.
Yeah.
But it's so funny because, I mean, you're talking to, they have interviews with Steve Carell and Colbert and Dana Carvey and all these people. No Louis C.K. Weird. But
they must have been filming this right as everything went
that
down,
would be
right?
my assumption.
Yeah.
They're like, let's leave Louis out of this, which is sad.
And a guy.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, I mean, no, he's in it.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
they
yeah.
just didn't get his,
Yeah, yeah.
they didn't interview him.
And a
about
what?
it.
A guy. Like, it's Stephen Colbert and Steve
Oh,
Carell and
I
a
see,
guy.
I see.
This is like an outline of a guy.
Yeah.
But they just had these interviews and they were like, and all of them were like, what the fuck were we thinking when we did this shit? It was basically like, just fuck you to everyone. The first skit they came out with was a skit where Bill Clinton got surgically altered to have 6 nipples so that he could feed the entire nation with his milk and also a chicken ass. And the head of the network was like, what the fuck? Like, this is the lead-in show is Home Improvement, which is like the most family-friendly show ever. And the one what you're talking about was, so one of the things they thought was hilarious. And to me, I was like, this is fucking genius, right? This is the most genius thing anyone's ever done. Was they wanted to do, like back in the day, variety shows would be sponsored by one sponsor. So like Chevrolet would bring you the show, right? And they're like, we should do that. So the first show they had was Taco Bell. So it was the Taco Bell Dana Carvey show, and every week it was a different sponsor. And the one you're talking about was, they were like, it got real bad when they promo, and they show everyone a promo of, and I wish I could pull this up because it's a promo of,
We probably
it was the very special episode
Yeah,
of
yeah.
Home Improvement
Yeah.
where like Zachary
was on
Taylor Thomas
drugs,
thinks
right?
he's gonna die. I don't know what he has, but and it literally cuts
I
from
remember that.
Tim Allen going, "You're not gonna die. Like we're gonna get you through this," and he's like shedding tears, and it's like a very special Home Improvement followed by the Diet Mountain Dew Dana Carvey show, and then cut to Stephen Colbert, and he's just like. What the fuck were we thinking back then? Like, oh god, it's so funny. But you could tell they had like
So much
they
fun.
had a blast
I
doing
love
it,
that.
and it went 7 episodes, and then they didn't even air the 8th episode.
I did not know
But the
that
8th
show
episode
existed.
they ended up doing when Dana Carvey hosted Saturday Night Live. They ended up doing that, and it was Tom Brokaw, but because I guess one of them had seen old footage of Tom Brokaw sitting there and recording.
Yeah, I remember this.
Recording what do they call them? Eulogies.
Yeah,
for,
it was obituaries for the president.
presidents, and so they had to go through
Gerald
Ronald
Ford
Reagan.
has been mauled by wolves.
So they went through. The joke is they have to go through every iteration of Gerald Ford dying, just in case he goes on vacation and can't be there. So one of them, he's like, was mauled by wolves at a convenience store.
It keeps escalating. Like, he was murdered in a convenience
he's
store.
Like, really, guys? I don't think that's
Wolves got him in the convenience store.
So it was the funniest fucking thing. So
that was recorded for the show?
They recorded that. That was the 8th episode. That was one of the bits for the 8th episode of that never aired at Dana
Okay.
Carvey. And then when they brought it back, I think they brought back the bit, and they did it on SNL.
Because I've seen the bit.
That was the bit. But when he did it, it was
gotcha.
just it just went. It was like
That's
I mean,
hilarious.
it's just so. And then there's one part where they're like, Colbert's like, I was playing Gregory Peck for the Academy Awards, and it was probably the single most racist skit anyone's ever done on television. And it cuts, and it's like,
Oh, no.
it's nominations for international short films, and every international film was like a different region, different country in the world. And every time they say the name, the bit is that the people don't speak English, so they just think they won. So like Steve Carell's playing an Indian guy, and it's not okay.
God.
It's not okay. And Dana Carvey's a Chinese guy, and it's not okay. And it cuts back to Colbert. He's like, I want you to know, I was Gregory Peck in that sketch. I was Gregory Peck. Wow. It's fucking bananas, dude. It's really well done.
Where is this on?
It's on Hulu.
Oh, okay.
You just got me to re-up my Hulu subscription.
Dude,
there you go. I was
it's-
going to wait for whatever the Handmaid's Tale, whatever next season it is. But
Do you have Spotify?
What season are they
I
on?
do.
3?
Oh, yeah. Somebody mentioned this. I still
You have Hulu.
What do I have to do? What hoops do I got
Yeah,
to
Do you
jump
have
through?
Amazon Prime? You got Twitch
It's
Prime.
Hulu, it's Hulu with ads. So there's
Yeah,
nothing
still.
worse than Hulu with ads.
You're right.
It's bad.
Because regular TV with ads is a bunch of
Sucks
different
dick.
ads. But Hulu's going to show you the same commercial 4 times
15
a show.
times.
And it makes you hate the company. It makes me I don't know, like normal commercials or whatever, right? But the fact that you're seeing the same Lysol advertisement 5 times in a row in a movie, who knows, maybe 10 times. The media is longer.
Yeah.
It makes you fucking hate the company, dude. And it's like opposite of advertising.
It just, you know what it screams to me? It's just so like bargain bin. That's what I always feel like when I see that thing where it's like, hey, like Hulu comes on and is like, we're not like due to the deal that we had, the licensing deal, you're going to get served ads before this. I'm like,
The fuck I am.
Ew. Like, ew.
Wait, but you pay for the premium one though, right?
Pay is an interesting word.
You have somebody's
Whose
account.
plan are you on?
I'm not, I mean, you know? Maybe she's in the back room packing t-shirts. Maybe
God
not.
damn
Maybe
it,
I pay
Joey.
for it. You can get it.
No, I like paying for my content. Thank you much. Like we encourage people to pay on
pay for tons of
patreon.com/kind of
I pay
funny.
for tons of content.
You bought Elementary.
That's
I
true.
did buy 3 seasons of Elementary before I realized it was on Hulu that I have. I have Hulu.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have Hulu Plus.
Speaking of this, Andy,
up?
I remember at some point you buying the Avengers Infinity War 4K
Yeah.
Blu-ray. Do you have it? At some point, can I borrow that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Of course.
Great.
It's on
It's-
Netflix,
buy it
man.
now.
It's just like, it doesn't look insanely cool.
Really?
They don't cut to like the 70 millimeter shots.
Oh yeah. That's
and
fine.
it just kind of looks like, I mean, don't they film in 2K anyway? That's what it looks like. It looks
No,
like, it,
Avengers.
If I'm not mistaken, I think up until a certain point it was all 2K. Yeah.
it looks
'Cause they filmed all
like
on-
the way when I watched Homecoming in 4K. It looks like that. HDR looks
should
great.
look a lot better than
Colors look great, but like clarity of the shot doesn't look super crisp compared to other, like when Nolan cuts to 70 millimeters or in Mission Impossible Fallout. They switch to the IMAX shots, and those look really, really good in 4K.
Yeah.
Those look incredible.
Speaking of Mission Impossible, did anyone watch 2
No,
over the
not
weekend?
yet. Not yet.
I cannot
Tonight.
fucking wait to talk about this tomorrow. I'm not going to say
Tonight.
anything right now,
Baby.
but
Tonight.
let me tell you, I
was
spent money on that movie.
I was driving an Uber the other day, and I noticed something.
Sorry, you were driving in an Uber or you were driving an Uber?
Part time.
Okay. Because I'm
Twitch streaming from the back of
I'm like,
it.
if you're legitimately driving Uber and I didn't know about it, this is going to be the best KFA I've bet
I
ever.
just Twitch IRL stream with.
Hi, I'm Andy. I'll be your Uber driver. I'm Nick. I'll be a co-driver today.
That shit is blowing
Do we
up.
do a co-driver?
It's annoying as hell.
And he's just he's just teaching me how to be an Uber driver.
Have you been in one?
what?
I have not. But I've seen
I would
so many
fucking pray
people-
for it.
What?
Get me in a Twitch IRL Uber. Hey, you're gonna be on Twitch. Oh, great. Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Greg. Let me tell you about Patreon.com. Oh
my God.
In a similar vein,
What's up?
welcome everyone to the Kind of Funny podcast. If you didn't know, each and every week, 4 best friends gather on this table, each bringing their lives to the table to talk to you. If you like that, head over to patreon.com/kindoffunny, where you can watch us record the show live and get it days early before we post it on youtube.com/kindoffunny and podcast services around the globe. Of course, when it goes up on Friday, it's got ads over on patreon.com/kindoffunny. It does not have ads, and we appreciate your support. Don't be like Nick and Joey and screw over the system. Help out people.
Yeah, I saw somebody in the Facebook group like, hey, I don't really want to apply for a free 7-day trial for the comedy documentary. Can somebody screen record it and just share it to
I
us?
saw that.
And I was
Please don't do that.
I just replied to the laughing face like, it's free, dude.
Dude, on one note, like I sympathize that it is an extra step toward getting that documentary, which is well worth your fucking time to sign up for a free
Roosterteeth.com.
thing. But I had the same reaction from a couple comedians last night. They're like, how do I get it? I'm like, oh, you go to kindoffunny.com/punchline. And then there's like, it's behind a paywall, but you can just quickly sign up for an account. And then if you want, like cancel it a few days later. And the look on their face was like, that was already 3 steps too far. I'm like, what do you want me to do? Sit you down and fucking press play for you?
It's ridiculous.
Jesus
I can't
Christ.
sympathize at all. It's like, this is amazing content that costs thousands of dollars to make.
Thanks,
and
Cool
you're
G.
going to tell me that you can't get a free trial?
Luckily, our Patreon producers don't mind taking care of us over at kindoffunny.com/Patreon, just like Patrick Higgins, Ty Moore, Kieran O'Donnell, Gabe C., Sam Davis, Mike McLaughlin, Mohammed, and DJ Kento.
Kento.
Today, of course, we're brought to you by Hims and Robin Hood. I'll tell you about that later. And don't forget, depending on when you're watching this, we are going to Kansas City this Saturday. That's right, March 30th. We are in
crazy.
Kansas City
It
at
is.
Planet Comic-Con. You're talking to Power Rangers.
Hell yeah,
You're
yeah.
talking to Henry Winkler. I'm
maybe
talking
he's
to
talking to me.
Superman and Mick Foley. Of course, we're doing a meet and greet that night at the Draft Emporium Flying Saucer. You can come to that one for free. You don't need a Planet Comic-Con pass. And then if this is you're listening or watching this later, remember New York City, we're coming for you Saturday, April 6th. That's a week from Saturday as we record it.
Yeah.
Lots of crazy times happening for us
Excited
right
for
now.
that, man.
Yeah.
Should be cool.
This is what I don't like doing to my body.
I like it when they call
Right.
him Big Papa.
Right. I drink a coffee and then I write into a beer.
Ugh,
Like I don't like
terrible.
giving
It
mixed
is-
signals to my body.
It is an interesting choice. I'll put it that way.
Well, I wanted the beer originally, right?
Yeah.
The karma bit me in the head today. Where I went in, I'm like, time for the game over or the Kind of Funny podcast. I need a beer. I'd love a beer. And I went to the taps and they were dry. And I'm like, right. On Friday, Kevin said he needed my help getting them. And I was so exhausted. I was like, I cannot do that. So I can't be mad at anybody but myself.
You did it to yourself.
I did it to myself in that one. But then Cool Greg read my mind and Pacifico showed up. So everything's fine.
Yeah.
You know what I
That's
mean?
what he does.
That's good.
Nick partied this weekend.
No, he
I just
didn't.
want,
I
I
don't
just
believe
want
that.
that out there. Yeah, doggy dog.
No.
Yeah, we went to my friend's fight that I was
face of
talking
regret.
about last. Yeah, right.
Did he win?
He did win.
Okay.
He did win. All of my fears were for naught, thank God. I was still anxious and scared the entire way through, specifically because when we got in the fight before him, dude broke his leg.
Did you see it happen?
No, I didn't. People did. When
Did
we
he
were
do that thing
coming
where he
late.
kicked the guy in the shin and his like leg wrapped around?
I don't know. I don't know.
know
Don't
what-
really want
what
to
you're
know.
talking
Did he
about.
do the thing where he's walking up the stairs, fell down the stairs, broke his leg?
There was no
Did
stairs.
a riser fall on him and
Did he
break
do the
his
thing,
leg?
like I saw a video on Twitter recently this weekend where there was a fight at South Padre Island during spring break, and one guy was punching like somebody in a car, and the car reversed, ran over his leg. Guy got up, his leg is like at a right angle, and he's like trying to put his shoe on his foot, and the caption's like, "Why is he worried about his shoe?"
It's expensive shoes.
Yeah.
Now, if that were Tim and those were Jordans. Goddamn
Yeah,
right,
he's
he's
like,
like,
no. Did a coyote come and fucking get him in a convenience store? No.
No.
He just fought another guy and it broke his goddamn leg. But I did not see that one. But like 2 fights after my friend's fight, we saw the most ridiculous shit go down where I was like, I don't even know what's happening because I don't understand the rules of this. Where it's weird that there are rules. It's like essentially beat the fuck out of the other person, but like don't beat them up.
Yeah.
Nick, you understand the rules. What happened?
So the fight he's
To
talking
clarify
about,
again, not your friend's fight. 2 fights after your
No,
friend.
2 fights after that. What happened was someone got disqualified, or rather, the fight was a draw due to the fact that
Pulled out a gun.
no. What happened was it started off. And this was like I think this was one of the pro fights. A guy gets taken down. Boom, boom, boom. They trade some blows. Get back up. He goes to take the guy down again. Gets him against the cage. And he's angling basically for a double leg takedown, or at least take one of his legs out so he can sit him on the cage. And the guy starts dropping elbows on his head.
Downward elbows. That's a no-no.
Now, I don't know in this particular promotion if downward elbows are illegal. It seems like they're not because the ref didn't immediately stop it. But then I think what happened was because of the angle of the guy's head who was trying to take him down, I think he ducked his head to keep from the top of his head being hit so many times.
But he opened up his
ducked
temple?
it. No, he hit him in the back. And the guy, I haven't seen this,
Okay.
but the guy literally went from like full power bore shoulder into the person he was trying to take down to just collapsing on his knee.
Dude, it was crazy. So it's guy A and guy B. Guy A was dominating. Like the other guy had no fucking chance. And he immediately gets like slammed down, brought up, slammed against the wall. And so guy A is now like underneath him. And then guy B was the one with the elbow.
Okay.
So like it was like just kind of like defense to like stop this. But then it quickly went from defense to crazy offense where everyone's like looking like, why is no one stopping this? Because he's just going like
Yeah,
into this dude's head, and you saw it kind of go from here over to here, and then the guy just went lifeless. Essentially, it was just like, oh,
Yeah, and it was to
God.
the point where like it reminds me of that point in all of our childhood when you're horsing around with your friends and then someone gets
Shit
hurt.
gets real.
And then someone goes, fuck, like just stop. You know, like the guy just literally went like down to his knee and kind of put up the stop, like I'm done. And
Well, you're
then
doing
broke
a
it up.
video game wrestling show and your friend drops all his weight on your rib cage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Except you were more professional. You finished it up.
No, I didn't. I curled up in a ball and Dan Riker just danced around like an idiot.
What a fucking
Fucking
asshole.
asshole.
But he did get married in Taco Bell, so
You gotta fucking commit. Yeah, so that shit was crazy. And then after that, the next fight got canceled because.
So wait, so the guy goes down and was the ref on it? Did he stop right
the
away?
ref stopped it because I think the guy was no longer able to adequately defend himself.
Yeah, of course.
Stood it up, and then I don't know how the decision was made, but they go to announce the fight, and I'm thinking, oh wow, this guy you're allowed to drop elbows. This guy just fucking dropped him and won the fight, and then they come out and say this is going to be a draw because I guess there was some illegal strikes, and the ref didn't stop it in time, and so they just called it a draw.
Gotcha.
I think what happened was, if it's an illegal strike, the ref's supposed to stop and take a point and either give you a warning or take a point away and then say don't do it again. But the ref was just watching this guy incapacitate.
He's eating
the other
popcorn,
fighter
drinking a beer. Fuck him up.
with bad strikes, and the other fighter was not in a good place when he left.
Yeah, no,
he was
no,
sitting
no.
down on the cage for a good 15 minutes afterward, and I think they had to like help him out.
This shit was crazy.
It was bad.
But then, like,
Sorry, yeah, what happened
2
then?
fights later, the announcer kind of comes out and it's just like, hey, sorry.
Hey guys, hope you're having a good time. Sorry the line for beer so long. The guy from 2 fights ago is dead.
Super
we're not
dad
gonna
doesn't
do
go
If
this
anybody
anymore.
here knows him, we need help getting the body.
we don't know where he goes. We just put him out back.
The guy was like, hey, sorry about this. I know you're all excited to be here and whatever, but the next fight can't happen because one of the guys is not medically cleared.
Bed bugs.
He's gonna come out and like talk to you guys, and this dude comes out and like, again, the fucking acoustics that these guys have set up, terrible. I hear you guys.
Can't hear a fucking
all you hear, no
thing.
matter what they're saying.
Was he eating a sandwich?
Nobody's speaking clearly anyway.
Yelling like directly
You know,
into the mic. It was just
everyone's
horrible.
talking too fast. No one's enunciating. No one's really good on the mic there.
And essentially he's just like, hey, I'm sorry, I tried really hard, but like we can't do this. But June 15th or whatever, he's like, I'll be there, whatever. And like he walks out and it's like, it is kind of weird. But then his opponent comes in, straight up cuts a WWE promo.
Nice.
And it made no sense because they don't do that. Like there's very few times people get a mic in front of them.
Sure.
And this guy goes on, he goes, hey, I'm looking for a fight. I have a kid at home. I have a child that I'm trying to put food on the table for.
I'm gonna fight my kid.
It's like I did my thing. I've worked my ass off. Whatever. And it's like next time that someone's coming at me for a fight, they better be prepared to fight. And it's like, this is really weird. And then it was like all of us are like, we cannot end up at the same bar this guy's at. He's gonna kill someone.
wants to kill
tonight.
I was
Like,
hoping
he is looking for
I
a
was hoping
fight.
he's gonna challenge anybody. Is anyone in the crowd man enough to get in here?
I would love it if the microphone wasn't on.
Yeah, it was.
You're
It was
talking what it
ridiculous.
sounds like.
Man, it sounds like an eventful place.
It was
It was cool. And to be fair, it was a fucking great night of fights. They put out a great. We watched maybe like what 6 fights, 5 fights, something like
Yeah.
that, including your friends. And shout out to Brandon, he won. That's awesome. And brought Miggles, who had never really watched the fight before, and it went from. It's fun to see if it's a good night of fights and the energy's good. To see people who are new to it go from this is a interesting gimmicky sort of thing to me to by the end of Brandon's fight, he was like, I'm fucking in. I had no idea this was happening. This is like in this city. I had no idea we did this thing. So he was like floored by how fun it was.
sold out. 3,000
Yeah.
people there. Like,
Wow.
Miggs couldn't get a ticket
Yeah.
because it was
How'd you
literally
sneak him
sold
in? Big
out.
cake?
He had to
We
fight.
had
We
an
had
extra. But
You fought the guy at the end.
It's like if you can't pay at a restaurant, so you wash dishes. Like, dude, we'll let you in, but you're gonna have to fight somebody. All right.
Yeah, we snuck him in as a mango vendor.
it was cool though. Like my friend's fight, he won, which was crazy. He didn't win by as much of an epic, like holy shit out of nowhere. Like
He won by a judge's decision, unanimous though. I'll
Yeah,
put it that
unanimous
way.
win.
Which to be fair, I was like, I thought some of the rounds were a little bit would have gone to his opponent because I think his opponent had a good round there. But yeah, it was a unanimous decision that he won, which is great.
He won a belt. He has
won
an
a belt.
actual championship belt, which is insane.
which is
Like
cool.
there's nothing cooler than that. He beat another person physically in a fight and now has a belt.
Yeah,
Did
I
James
mean,
Burke break the belt later in the night?
Yeah, he did. Totally
what'd he
broke
do?
the belt.
Just fucking horsing around? Horseplay?
It's just 2 parts now. These championship belts, I swear to God, there is none that are high quality.
they're not spending a ton of money on these belts.
Those
let's put it
definitely
that way. No.
way shittier than
Our
ours,
belt
even.
has lasted a long time, but partially because
No one
both
has it.
me and Kevin have super glued every
Yeah,
letter
okay.
back onto it, and or double stick tape, and or I think gum at one
Yeah,
point. There was a piece of
exactly.
gum on it.
It's
Still,
a disaster.
the eye is still missing.
No
Somewhere
eye
in
in
this
team,
room,
man.
maybe.
No eye in
R.I.P.
team.
man.
I guarantee it's
making
underneath the
points.
curtain.
There is an
but-
eye in kinda though.
There is not anymore.
I know.
No, it was cool though. Like doing the fight was awesome, and like Nick came out, and like all my friends came out,
That's
and
so fun.
we were there, and it was just so funny because like seeing Nick at a bar is always that thing where I'm like, all right, this is either gonna be the worst experience.
Is it going to
for
be
him
boring, Nick, or fun, Nick?
or fun? And like I see him with the drink, and I'm like, oh,
I saw a photo of him imitating Gia Tap Harris on
When
Instagram.
Gia posted that photo, I was like, whoa, this is like fun. Nick showed up to this place.
I literally I had a great day.
like,
that
I thought
day.
you were photoshopped in there.
No. I had a really fun day that day, and then I was really looking forward to this fight. And as I was leaving my house, my wife's like, "Have fun." I'm like, "I'm gonna get drunk,"
You know what? I will.
and she was like, "That sounds fun. Go have fun." And I'm like, "If I come back drunk and with a burrito and some chips, don't."
No judgment. No judgment.
I mean, I had the whole night played out. I was like, I'm gonna
This is
get
what
like
I'm
3
gonna do.
cocktails at the
Yeah,
thing,
yeah, yeah.
or one at the thing, or one before, maybe one at, and then maybe one afterward. And then I knew you guys were gonna go to the restaurant. I was like, I'm not gonna go to the restaurant because 40 guys at a restaurant. I'm like, I don't have that.
Nah.
But because I even told Migs, he's like, hey, if you guys, I got to go in and tuck the boys in. But if you go out, I'm like,
You're like, there's no, yeah, I don't.
I'm like, I'm gonna walk them over there. I don't know what's happening to that, but I'm not going out after this. There's a burrito in my future, and
Wait.
sure as shit, I dropped it hard.
Where was the photo at?
That was at the same bar. We went to the bar
Kezar
first,
pub.
went to the Kezar Stadium, then went back to the Kezar pub.
So
Sat
where-
at the exact like table.
I know
over.
It
Kezar
looked like a
Pub.
Denny's.
I know Kezar Outdoor
close.
Stadium. I fall into the MIGS category. I saw him tweeting about it where he's like, I didn't know this existed.
It is next to the stadium.
Yeah, it looks
The
like
outdoor-
Is it connected to it?
airplo- Yes.
Across the street.
Yeah. So the
that's-
stadium, the stadium is
No,
here.
no.
Then right in
Stadium.
front of the stadium, before you hit Stanyan, is a
By
the football field.
Yeah.
is here.
It's
then there's
connected.
a actual like it looks kind of like an airplane hangar right in front of it. You would it's
so on
very
the parking
unassuming.
lot side, getting closer to Whole Foods, or closer to the community gardens on the other side?
Closer
To the McDonald's.
Okay, yeah, cool. That's
Yeah.
good. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
close to
yeah.
the Whole. That means cross the street from the Whole Foods.
Yeah. So look. So Kevin will bring it up here.
Kevin's on
Kevin's
it. We're going to
zooming out, though.
G Maps.
We're in
Pull
San
up,
Diego
plug
now.
out.
Now we're in San Diego.
I was so confused why you
Kevin-
clicked.
Kevin just
G-Maps.
pipe Kezar Stadium.
No, let Kevin do it his way. Show the kids, Kev, as you zoom in. This is a good. No, let him have fun. Show the kids. I want to enhance.
Find it.
Enhance.
I mean, I know exactly what it
Enhance.
is.
All right, there it is. So Kezar Pavilion.
Yeah.
All right, I know where that is exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always thought that's where the. Don't laugh at me. The park rangers used to live. Isn't that the
It
story?
looks like a
Isn't
park
that the
ranger
story of
place.
it? I thought that was the
The
story.
police station is, I think, what you're talking about.
There's like
No,
a
no, no.
state
Right
park
there,
around
right
here.
there in the parking lot is where I pick up zip cars every so often.
Yeah,
So yeah, no, yeah. There used to be on that American cyclery. There used to be great Homer Simpson graffiti, and I was like, I don't know, but I hope that's cool, Greg. But I never wanted to ask. You know what I mean?
No,
It's
it
kind of like
definitely wasn't.
how Picasso never took credit for any of his work.
Rightfully
That's
so.
accurate. I don't think that's accurate.
But yeah, stories about Nick. So you said you had 3 drinks. You technically had 1 drink because one of them you immediately knock over.
Just knocked it over. You know what happened was
And like in classic Nick fashion, we're all very close together. He's in the middle of everyone. He knocks it over, and you were so cool about it. Like it
wanted
fell,
that drink.
and instead of trying to pick it up and like solve anything, he essentially pours the rest out, like just knocks it off, and just sits there. And you seriously played it off really well. I was like,
Well, you know what happened was I'm a little rusty at partying, and my hand gestures were getting bigger as I was getting a little drunker. Forgot that the straw conundrum. You see what I'm saying?
Gets me every time.
You forget. Like I clipped the straw and it knocked over the drink, but it was one of those like Vegas style sippy cups that they put with like the themed Jack Daniels cup. Even though I wasn't drinking Jack Daniels, I was like, this is sacrilege. Just bullet bourbon in here, motherfucker. I don't want people to think that I'm like lowbrow here. And then eventually someone got me a fucking like Captain Morgan and Coke, and I'm like, I'll drink it. I don't care.
Yeah, it was awesome though.
Did that? We were doing rounds of shots.
Wow.
Which was fun. No, I wasn't.
Oh, okay.
Oh no,
No,
Tim
Nick-
was my
I
partner.
was like, whoa, this is a real full blown party, Nick.
No.
We're all fucking like, we already had too much. And then Nick comes up with a round of tequila shots. And I'm like, Nick, like, what are you doing right now?
Because I saw the chaos coming around the corner.
You
and
could
I
get
wanted
out.
to be. What I wanted to do, I was like, it's gonna be funny because I'm gonna leave after this. They're all gonna go to a restaurant and it's just gonna get crazy.
It got
and people are gonna
crazy.
get nuts, and then they're gonna
Tell
go.
me it up the sex club again.
No, but at one point, someone's
Bring a
gonna something
championship
crazy.
belt to the sex club.
I just know that something's gonna happen, and some crazy shit's gonna happen or whatever. And Tim's gonna look back and be like, Nick.
Nick.
And that's what's gonna be fun about it, man.
But the moment for me though is like it was a hurry up and wait type thing where it's like, oh, we have all the time in the world to get to this fight across the street, and then we realize like, oh shit, the line is hella long because
Yeah.
it's sold out. He's 2 fights away. Like we gotta go.
Yeah, which is weird. Like, get people in. But I get, actually, at first I was like, get people in. Then I looked at the crowd and I was like, you know what? Let's take a second.
Yeah.
Let's frisk all these people. Make sure safety first. Because there's some thug ass motherfuckers that go to these fights.
It's some true shit. But
I drink this?
Nick couldn't finish.
Oh,
his
yeah, that's what I was
drink.
giving to you. When I switch over to beer, I slide it.
Because like we had to go, so we cut him up, and he goes, Tim, like drink this for me, because he knows I was gonna, and he hands me his it was Bullet and Coke.
Well,
But I
it was
thought
supposed to be
it
Bull
was.
and Coke. But then I think Miggles went and got me one, but they gave him the wrong thing. It was like Captain Morgan and Coke.
Whatever. It was not. It was
Diet
that
Coke.
and Diet Coke,
gross.
which I should have known.
Of course.
And I drank it, and I like had a reflex where I'm just like, oh my God. Like I was about to throw up, and I'm like, it's not from alcohol, it's from the Diet Coke.
Yeah,
Like I
it
was
was
so offended by the taste. I'm like, God,
Sure,
I'm a monster.
You are.
Like that's ridiculous.
It's tasty though. And yeah, I was like, it was like hot in the stadium because there's no air conditioning
course,
whatsoever.
of course.
And I was like, God, ice
just
cold
glistening,
beer would be
man.
actually pretty
Bodies
good right
rubbing
now.
up
No way.
against
You
each other.
didn't drink ice cold beer.
Oh, I would have, but the line was too long.
Yeah,
I was
that's
like,
right.
well, Kezar Stadium, you don't get my $5.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, that's a steal.
$5.
I was gonna say it's a
Only
steal.
14.
Is that how much they
It
were?
was $14.
I'm glad I didn't do that.
Yeah, shit was ridiculous.
I'll let you
Worth
buy
it.
me a beer at Mania. You can see how much they cost at the stadiums there.
I think I bought you a beer last time.
I know, but
They
now
were
I'm
like
gonna let you
12.
a Mania.
They were 12 or 14, I think.
Yeah, but here's the big question about Mania. Okay.
Yeah.
Big question.
All right, I think I know where you're going with this one.
Where is it?
A long time ago, Greg put out the idea that we all dress as WWE referees. Are we going to do that? I think we should still.
That was not what I was thinking, but I'm totally down.
Are you going to bring up peanuts?
That was gonna be peanuts.
Yeah, I knew you were.
Are we getting the fucking peanuts?
That needs to be a doodle, for fuck's sake.
God, I forgot. I watched the Arizona meet and greet. There was we
Greg
didn't
was
have any of
just
the
giving them to
fucking-
people.
the
And then I was
fucking
like,
peanuts,
oh.
the never-ending bag of peanuts.
Surely this bag of peanuts is gone.
No,
And they're
never ended.
still there,
Never
like
ended.
9:30.
Oh my God. There's some potentially distressing news about WrestleMania.
Oh no.
Whoa.
What's happening?
There's rumors, and I believe them, that this is going to be the longest WrestleMania of all time.
I'm fine with it, and here's why.
We just traveled
I'll just
across
come
the
late.
fucking continent for it. Who cares?
Yeah.
Like, give me the ticket. I'll see you guys there. If it starts at 3, I'll see you guys there at 6.
Yeah, I get that. I still think it's still going to be a long.
That I don't mind.
17 matches or something
The
like that.
thing about it was this. It wasn't that I wasn't enjoying everyone's company and Royal Rumble. It was just that after a 3-hour meet and greet and sleeping in that fucking ice like box
Ice box.
of an Airbnb that for whatever reason the cutoff of heat was like midway and all 3 of us were on the other end. I was physically and mentally just tired. Like at one point, Greg looked over at me and I was trying to figure out how to sleep on my prop my hands up and sleep just for like 5 seconds. And then the bag of peanuts came out and I was like, well, I have something to do with my mouth now for the next 16 hours. But I'm looking forward to Rumble because correct me if I'm wrong, but we
Mania.
Mania, excuse me, but that's on a different day than the meet and greet, right?
Right.
Yes.
Saturday's the meet
great.
or the meet and greet. Yeah, and then Sunday is that their Mania.
That's nice. That means maybe we can sleep in a little bit. We
Nope.
can get
Well,
no?
okay, that day. But then our flights back to SF from New York are at 7 a.m. the next
Oh, I don't
morning.
care about that. I mean,
sleep on
if
the
we
flight.
if we get here, we have to do 4 podcasts that day. We'll just fucking phone it in like we always do. Just throw shit at a wall. You know what I mean?
You all happy that Trump made that order to ground the Boeings?
The ones that were having
Yeah.
that software problem that was like crashing them.
Yeah.
Did he really make the order?
Yeah.
yeah, like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just worried for you guys.
That was such like a late night talk show host pivot there. Like, so how do you feel about the?
Hear about Trump with these Boeing planes, right, everybody?
I don't think it's going to affect us. I don't know if United was running that many of them. Air Canada is one who really got socked in the face about it. That fucked
United
up a
had
lot
a
of
few, I know
fucked
that
up
for sure.
GDC flights.
I know that Alaska doesn't have any.
Well,
I
we
looked
don't
at the
use
list.
them anymore. We don't use them anymore.
I mean, I do.
well, too bad.
It's
You should
late
get
on
out
the
of there
train.
when you
Everybody
could.
switch one.
Well, I mean, it's just you just got to pay attention in the morning meetings we do.
Yeah.
Where we literally say all this stuff and you act like you don't know. And then
Yeah,
you
man,
get
but I just
Captain
started the
Marvel
thing.
tickets. You know what I
Yeah, I
mean?
just
Like,
started.
First
you know.
off,
What does that mean? What does that mean? You just started? I don't know. What does that mean?
Blue and blue.
No, don't
I
get
like,
distracted.
I like, by the way, I know that I'm always late to the table on this, but one of the things that I noticed over the weekend is I was incessantly replying to Greg's tweets about the San Francisco shot with Blur and Blue.
Yeah.
But I like that the little picture of
Incessantly.
Yeah.
the little blue comes out, little blue fire comes out. It
pops
was
up.
really cute.
San
It was really
Francisco
cute.
lost. It was a tough one.
Well, they suck.
It was an
Excelsior still in
insane-
it.
No. Damn it. They lost in the first
So wait,
round.
you're telling me the 2 teams that I had any connection with, I cursed into losing?
Yeah, most likely because the XL are
great.
always like far and away the best team.
Fuck, man.
Now this year, Vancouver Titans came out of nowhere and they like have been shocking the world.
Yeah.
And so Vancouver was undefeated, 7-0. San Francisco Shock 4-3. The underdogs coming into it, and it was
4-3.
the most fucking intense back and forth match where like San Francisco was up 1-0. It was like, oh wow, San Francisco could win. First to 4 match wins. First to 4 maps won. And then it was like 1-1, like, oh, okay, fuck. And then San Francisco won again, like, all right, here we go. And Vancouver, it was so back and forth. It was really good, man. Really good.
Okay.
Maybe one of these days I'll watch one of the matches.
No, you won't.
Burn blue, man.
I'm blue.
Here's what
You
I'll
should, dude.
honestly put out there, and I know you already did this, but stick with me. Is I think like most sporting events for all of us, like you know what I mean. Like you wouldn't necessarily watch WWE on TV, but we're going to. Hey, this is a cool thing.
Yeah, I mean,
hey,
I'll
go,
people, invite me.
hey, I'll go to a baseball game, right? I don't watch
I
MLB
would go to
on
Andy's
TV.
birthday party if you
I'm
did,
just
you know.
saying. But like, I think like we should all just go down one day. Go to the stadium. Go watch the Overwatch League. You know what I mean? Go
be
down to
awesome.
LA. We all shot down there. We all fucked around and we had a good time. Then I think there you go. We'd all be enjoying it in that moment. Maybe it catches on. Maybe it doesn't. You know?
Sure.
I think it'd be cool. So the full day passes take a long time. So it'd be probably wise if we wanted to do this to pop in for maybe a match or two.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
Because
yeah.
you'll be there for 8-ish hours.
Oh, I'm not doing that under any
No.
circumstance. No,
No, that's-
Like I
No.
did it. I got there at 11 a.m. and I was out at like 8.
No,
And just
no.
constant being surrounded by LED screens, my eyes were just like,
Tim's dream.
oh my God, I'm seeing things right
about
now.
it, man.
Like it was so many colors,
Love it.
dude. It was great though. It's really,
Lot of
really
blue.
fun. Really
Did
fun.
you burn blue? Your eyes were burning blue?
Well, I mean, the Dallas Fuel won that day, so it was pretty great.
Yeah.
It's pretty great.
While you guys were at the fight, I almost saw a fight again which was exciting.
Great.
Went to the Alamo Draft House, as one does.
What'd you see?
Went and saw Us. And then while we were there, right, in the middle of, like, we're on the other side of the stadium, you heard what sounded like a server drop a tray of, like, you know, the popcorn bowl fell, and then a couple glasses, and then something else. And then you're like, what did they just knock over? That's an impossible amount of things to be knocked over because it just kept clang, clang, ding, dong, ding, dong, ding, dong. You know what I mean? Like, it was like, you're like, what the fuck was all of that? Wolf? And it was fine and you're like, okay, cool. Well, I don't understand what that was. And then like a minute later, it was followed out by the people, whoever were over there, getting thrown out. That somebody did the whole put up a card or whatever, and they got into an argument, it turns out, when they got into, so they bring in security or whatever. So you just heard, we're in the, and they got like fucking thrown out of the fucking thing. And I was like, that's awesome. Because that's the dream, to throw away shitty people in that theater, right?
yeah.
As you know, I'll fucking dime anybody out. I'll turn narc as fast as possible.
You put up that little white note,
dude.
Come over here.
As soon as like previews are going, if somebody starts talking, I'll pre-write the note.
Yeah.
I'll do the thing where I look over, get the numbers, the seat numbers down. I'll be like, I'll put this up. Like when I yelled at that guy, Doctor Strange, in AMC.
That almost got violent.
Andy, I'm so
that was so
happy you weren't
unnecessary.
there.
I would have been so
You would never
uncomfortable.
watch a movie again in a theater, with or without Greg, if you saw that happen. You'd just been, you know what? It's
What
not
did he
worth
do?
the anxiety.
You don't remember the story?
I don't remember the
we
story.
Went, we went to the midnight screening, but probably 7
I've
p.m.
heard Sean
screening.
Finnegan stories.
This one we went
It's
to
violent.
we went to see Doctor Strange opening night. We're gonna do the in review, all that fucking shit. And so sure as shit, we start in like it's all of us in one row, and then in the row in front of us is some douchebag on his phone during the previews. And I'm like, this is rude, and you're a rude person, but I'll let it slide during the previews. I'm not gonna bust your balls. And then sure enough, Marvel logo comes up, Doctor Strange begins, and this motherfucker's still on his phone.
Brightness volume all the
Totally.
way.
Now, the important aspect of the story, and you correct me if I'm wrong, Tim, but I don't think there was a pre-warning for this guy on his phone.
No.
I think it went, and
So,
I've never seen
I'll
Greg
tell
go
you, I'll
from
tell-
0 to 1,000.
So I let it go, 5 minutes maybe? I don't know, 3 minutes?
Nah.
Again, it doesn't matter. The movie's
Yeah, it
going,
doesn't
right?
matter, yeah.
And so I just lean down behind him and go, excuse me, do you mind turning off your phone?
Yeah.
That
And the
loud?
guy was literally.
that loud in a
Oh,
dead
yeah.
silent
It scared
theater.
the
yeah.
shit out of all of us.
And to the point that Nick goes, Jesus Christ.
out loud.
Yeah.
And the dude turns around to me and he's like, seriously? And I'm like,
Yeah.
yes! And he shut off his fucking phone. I'm sorry, you don't get a warning. Did you just come out of some cloning chamber? You've never been to a
Maybe
movie?
he was visiting and he didn't know.
He was on Twitter.
No, he was not visiting. He was a
Visiting
person
for
who
what?
lives in San Francisco.
He was very much a tech
Who
bro,
is-
white
But I
dude
mean
like
that,
all of us.
I meant like somebody who's not familiar with the
With movies?
with
With a
how
movie theater?
with how intense an Alamo Draft House can be.
No,
This
This
was
was
not
an
an Alamo
Alamo
Draft
AMC.
House.
Oh,
This
okay,
was an
never mind.
AMC. I was in a
Yeah,
pitch black
okay.
theater except for this
You should
moron.
have shot him too. Because you weren't an Alamo, like he should have known. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. I thought
Yelling
you meant,
wasn't
like
enough.
people dying in movie theaters.
that
I'm
a
like, that's
dark
not
No,
fair.
yelling wasn't enough.
Oh,
No.
sure. Well, it got him to stop. All right, period. And I'm sorry. No, you don't get a warning. I don't. Oh, excuse me, sir. Do you mind turning your phone? This is the movie we all came to see.
Listen, man, I want to fucking murder everyone too.
I'll fucking light you up. I don't care.
You know what? It's an interesting.
I would have
does-
wanted to leave the theater.
Does your
That's what I'm
perspective?
saying. We all did.
Also, Greg,
We all
what
did.
happens if he just goes "fuck you" and just keeps going on his phone?
Oh, Greg would have. Oh God,
What's the next-
Are you kidding me?
What's the
I would have
next-
stood up and gone, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Greg Miller. I'm here for work. I'm here to see Benedict Cumberbatch come out here and talk about his fucking hands for 2 hours. And this young man here, what's your name, sir? Won't get off his phone.
It's like Chris Farley.
I would have fucking, you know, this is the same thing I was talking about where like on the street when you have an interaction where you're like, is this homeless person about to fight me? And like people shy away from it. And I'm like, go ahead.
Yeah, let's go.
Somebody please pull the trigger. Let's
go.
I've been waiting 35 fucking years to let it out.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
want to fucking light the fuse? Let's go. Let's see how crazy
The thing
we'll
I
get.
appreciate about Greg, okay, is that he understands that all of humanity and civilization is just a thin facade underneath, like just laying right over the fiery gates of
primal
rage. And Greg knows, man, and that's what I love about you. You're ready.
Oh, I'll
Any
call
given
bluffs.
time, burn it all down. burn it all fucking down. Let's go.
You want to know the amount of times I've thought about where I'm walking Porty out there and I've got my little slip-on cons on, not my Converse that don't lace up, the slip-on cons, and I'm out there and like I'm like, man, if this guy wanted to fuck me up right now, what would I do? And I'm like, if he was like, give me your money, and he's got everything, I'd be like, all right, and I would just kick off my shoes and I'd be like, let's go. And like, what is he gonna do? What is that guy gonna fucking do?
I think
this barefoot 6'3", 235 guy wants to fuck me up.
You're going hard.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing I've seen people do on the internet. Just take off your shirt. I'm fucking
Yeah, sure. Like, okay, let's go.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh my God.
I don't understand you, Greg. I've
I do.
known you for
I
so
do.
long.
I think
was
I'm
the
just
sa-
now starting to
It
understand,
was the same
Greg.
thing with us. And no spoilers for us. I mean, you've seen the trailer, so you kind of know what is going on, right? But as it's going, I think I meant to, I never did, but lean over and tell Jen, this is another example of what I'm always talking about. I don't negotiate with terrorists.
Yeah. Kill them all.
Because, like, seriously, somebody busts in your house and they give you the whole fucking villain monologue. I'm going to be like, sure, but for God, I'm like, I don't kill me. Like, that's the thing. Like, if it's Jen and our kids, or even just Jen and Porty, and I'm in there and they're like, they got the bats, and like, we're going to do something. And mama, like, I can live with getting murdered. I can live with me.
You can't.
I can live with me attacking this person and then their crony killing Jen. I can't live with doing nothing and everybody getting fucked up. And I'm like, what if I had done something at the very onset?
Yeah.
So literally, someone mistakenly opens my front door. It's fucking on. All right.
Dad, I love it.
Slip on shoes off and I'm barreling at you through
I
you.
wanna
You know what I
see
mean?
it. I
Because
wanna be a
again, this
part of
goes
it.
back to whatever. I think in the last interview I was on, we were talking about it, right? Of like, if the fucking leader's like, listen, you can take out me, okay, poof, like
you're
fucking,
dead.
and I just get him on the ground, and I've thought about it, and he just fucking over and over, like gorilla pound.
Mounted-
Oh yeah, and like George
mounted
Costanza
and-
on an old Tonight Show talked about how you get, and this is, I mean, the actor Jason Alexander talked about how eyeballs pop like grapes. Don't think I haven't thought that through every time I need to fight somebody. You know what I mean?
You just made my eyes hurt.
And so that's the thing.
Somebody told me that he has his own like karate discipline. That
I think so. I think that's how I heard about it. Yeah, on
it's
this old
crazy.
Tonight Show with Jay Leno. Anyways, I take this fucking guy out, the girl out, whoever's the lead person, and you're gonna tell me they're beta. That person's gonna be like, "Fuck, you killed that guy." Well, now clearly I don't play by anyone's rules.
No, then
I
you-
don't play by anybody's fucking rules.
You look at the crony and then you go, you're free now.
You work for me.
Yeah, that's because you have to wonder. You go, I'm gonna kill your boss. He's clearly the person that's like paying you to do this. He's dead. Are you really gonna fucking like? What are you gonna do? You care? You really care? Like most people are just like this. Well, I guess this one failed, and you just leave.
It's like the wildlings or something like that.
Yeah.
Just break them up.
Bring
you know
them to
what I mean?
your side.
Yeah,
bring them to your side.
Cut off the snake's head.
I
kind of
saw a
thing.
really cool video on Twitter of a woman, like it was surveillance footage, like in a street.
Okay, sure.
And you know how sometimes the robbers will duel up and they'll get on a motorcycle and they steal a woman's purse.
Oh,
and
yeah,
motorcycle
yeah,
drive
yeah.
off. So, what like robber gets out the motorcycle, is going after a woman, and she has her purse, and she just like throws it over the fence next to her. And the robber's like, "Fuck!" And he just like gets on back on the motorcycle and they
Smart.
peace out.
What are you gonna do?
It's a good move.
Yeah, smart.
move.
Yeah.
Keep that in
Yeah,
mind.
yeah.
Of course, then what happens if it's like Sandlot and there's a giant dog over there? Then you got to fight the dog.
that's
What if there's a
Problem,
sand
dude.
worm over there?
Oh,
Whoa,
shit.
like in
What if there's a
Dune?
tapeworm up there and you're like, oh, God, I got to get it
my
out.
buddy.
Gotta get it out.
My booty.
I would just throw the purse at Greg if he was next to me somewhere.
Oh, let's go.
Let's go.
You just go, Greg, it's on.
All right. Stop
Summon
someone
you like a
out.
monster in a video game.
You throw it down the dark alley and it's just the red light on my glasses. I'm like, I accept the challenge.
I imagine you like the way we throw the turrets in the Division.
Sure.
Like the enemies are coming, you're like, oh shit, and I just like throw this thing, like a
Yeah,
Greg comes out of the ground. That'd be so cool. Dude.
Just imagine just me bellowing as I run at you. You know what I mean?
barefoot.
Like, you know what I mean?
Terrifying.
Barefoot, yeah,
Yeah.
maybe shirtless. Maybe
Tim,
dragging a wiener dog. You don't
Tim,
know
how long do you think you last against an enraged Greg Miller?
Oh no, I'm done. I'm like, Andy's the only person in this office
You think you can take?
that like I don't think I could take him. I think
You have a
that,
shot
I
at
have
it?
a shot. I have a chance.
No,
of
you have a
surviving.
good shot.
You
You
think
know?
you think Barrett could kick your ass?
Oh, actually, I take it. I could definitely kick Barrett's ass. Is that Barrett right there?
No, that's cool, guy. Cool guy's just
damn
sitting here
it,
listening.
damn
Yeah. Well, Barrett's not here. You can say it. You know, it's fine.
Yeah.
We all understand.
Yeah. No, I feel like Barrett would be pretty easy. You know.
I just feel like neither Andy nor Barrett would ever fight you. That's just
Yeah,
what
I
it's
get it.
gonna be.
Oh, no,
There's
we
nothing
never
you
fight
do
any of us.
to get. I mean,
Yeah.
I can see you getting into a battle with someone.
No
just
way.
for fun.
Battle.
No way.
Not in like I'm rage. Let's get angry at each other. But I definitely think there's a set of circumstances that we can make content out of where you're like, okay, Greg, step into the ring.
You get get boxing gloves and a camera. Yeah, I'll fucking go. I'll fucking throw it down.
I'm like Tyrion. Like I'm a realist. I know that I stand no chance.
You're Tyrion?
I'm like Tyrion.
Oh,
Game of Thrones reference.
I thought I was like, it's actually Latvia, so like Latvia.
I was playing basketball all the time in some work basketball league where like our Best Buy store played against other Best Buy stores, and everybody who played basketball kind of all joined up, and we met at this one gym, and it was like kind of a pretty nice produced thing, right? And I played against some other store, and they're all super tall white dudes. Super tall, like at least their shortest guy was like maybe 5'10". The rest of them were like 6'3", 6'4". And I like dove for a ball going out of bounds, and I like tried stealing it from the guy, and we were both out of bounds. Eventually, like the ball like went away, and I didn't think anything of it. I didn't think I had done anything wrong. And suddenly, like I'm getting up, and I just feel like this.
The chest bump and stuff.
Like as I'm getting up, I'm feeling like this body, and I'm like, I turn around, like, what the fuck's going on? And he's like, seriously, bro, you're gonna fucking do that, bro? And I really didn't. I was grabbing the ball just like he was. And I was like, what? He's like, okay, if we can go, we can go. And I was like, why would I fight you? You kicked my ass. Like, I was just like so real with the guy. Like, why would I want to do that? Yeah. And they separated us. And then like at the end of the game, he came and like shook my hand. He's like, hey, my bad, bro. Like, we're good.
It's a game. My intentions.
Then you flipped his car.
Yeah. Slashed his tires. But I was lighting up the 3-point line though. Let me tell you, go Greg. The 3 points were dropping like flies.
Yeah.
All's life.
Splash.
Good.
Splashdown.
Splashing it left and right, dude.
Sure. Yeah.
Really good.
I want to give Cool Greg a shout out. And I know I'm not supposed to do this
time.
because it embarrasses him and he doesn't like it, but he's the only person I know that can wear the free swag that we get on a daily basis in this office and actually
good.
make it
He
look
looks
cool.
good. He looks
I'm
good.
just gonna say it, and I know it's gonna spoil it for him. But he was wearing a vest the other day that had the tags on it still, and my wife saw it and she was like, "Why is that cool? Why is it cool? I don't understand it." Like anyone else, I'd be like, "Dude, take the tags off." But he had it just hanging in the right way, where it makes you think like, "What don't I know?
What am I doing wrong?
What don't I know?
What don't I know?"
I just
A
didn't
lot.
know who owned the jacket, so I didn't want to take the
You own the jacket now. Just take it.
Cheers, man.
Now you do. Now you do.
It's yours.
That's that vest from Dice that I brought back. Yeah.
It was cool.
It is
So,
cool.
like, cool, Greg. I have a question for you.
Come sit down. I'm gonna grab another beer.
I'm gonna pee too.
We've been talking
You
about.
got me a beer?
We've been talking about potentially you dyeing your hair purple for WrestleMania, right?
Thought it was a secret, but for sure.
Oh, really? My bad.
Well, hey, this is Patreon exclusive. By the time it gets out on Monday, it'll be done or not done. You know what I mean? Everybody keep this on the DL.
Yeah, be cool.
That's how we talk.
Be
man.
cool.
Hell yeah.
All right.
But I
Instead of
saw
talking on the
you
streets.
like responding to a Sasha Banks tweet where she was like, "Oh, I'm over purple."
Yeah. I'm
And,
getting
like-
real worried.
Oh,
Because she started
man.
red. Then she kind of went pink. And now she's purple. She's been purple and it's been pretty iconic. But I don't know if she's like going to switch it up. She's tweeting right now about how excited she is about some news. I hope it has nothing to do with her hair. I don't know. Maybe she got the okay from the boss. I don't really know how it works.
Oh, man.
If I show up to WrestleMania with my purple hair and she comes out with like blue hair or some shit, I'm gonna be pretty pissed.
That sucks.
But
You should just get out of it. Just do blue.
just do blue.
Yeah.
How about we just bleach it and then we're just ready with the hair dye next to you, and no matter what she comes out as, we do it on the moment. You know?
Yeah. So one
Dunk
thing
his
I
head
always
in.
plan on going full cosplay, and going all out, getting the nice jacket, trying to figure out some flashy pants or whatever. But then, like you were saying, it's gonna be a real long, real cold WrestleMania. So I think I might just
Cold?
Isn't it outside? Everyone I've been talking to is talking about it's gonna be cold as shit. So
Really? All right.
That's what I'm talking. That's what I'm hearing.
Kevin, Google around, figure out if we're gonna be outside for WrestleMania. Thanks, Kev.
Yeah.
That would be a big disappointment if she did change her color, right? Like this soon. But I do think that if it were to happen, it would happen right at WrestleMania.
You gotta go big at
That's
WrestleMania.
a big
Yeah.
sort of
Yeah.
event.
The world is watching.
Yeah, I'm worried.
We narrow down the colors. We go top 3. We narrow down the colors. Here's
MetLife
what,
Stadium very much outside. It looks like. No, I don't know how you could dome that.
have an easier solution, Greg.
Okay, good.
I have an easier solution
Please
for
don't
Cool
touch
Greg. We dye your hair 3 different colors that she has not done. Okay? Stick with me. But you're hoping that it's the color, like, you know what I mean? Like your hair, it's like, let's say green and then yellow and then blue, right? And you hope that she goes green so you could just cut off the rest of it so that it's only green.
Sounds
You know
way
what I
more
mean?
Well, here's the thing. I feel
it's all
like
layered.
three might be too much, but if you go half and half,
you could
then you
shave.
can just only take pictures from one
That's
angle.
true.
You know what I mean?
That's
and then
real
you'll be
true.
okay. No one will know the difference.
And we're just doing the blue, just in case.
I feel like
she
blue's a
never
good
said
call.
anything about blue, but just
You gotta cover your bases.
Yeah. But I mean, what's this mean for you?
I'm gonna still do it because
Yeah.
I got other people that had blue that turned into purple hair that I would love to like cosplay as well as. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll knock out 2 birds with 1 stone.
So you're gonna
you
go
know?
all purple.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be just that. It's like we're gonna bleach it and then go purple.
Wow.
So
Yeah,
And Joey's helping you do this?
yeah, on the Wednesday before we fly
wait
out
for
Thursday,
this.
I believe, or Friday. So yeah.
Okay, I do
right there.
think that's the best call because that's, I mean, you're
want
not
that
going to
shit to
dress up as
bang.
Jango Fett for Halloween. You're going to dress up as Boba Fett, the green guy, right?
Yeah.
I dressed up as Sasha, so I don't know.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're dressing up, if you're doing purple,
You're going for the
people-
icon.
People know that
You're worried
as Sasha
you're gonna
Banks.
have so many if you're cosplaying as her or doing like casual cosplay as her, right? You're gonna have so many photos getting in that by the time the match happens, no one's gonna be like, oh man,
yeah.
I can't believe I took this photo with
really
this guy.
good
But I also
call.
guarantee you, like, if you post photos and people that are just sort of tangentially like involved in WrestleMania or WWE, people who don't know a whole lot about it, but they know who Sasha Banks is, if it's any other color, they'll be like, why is he Sasha Banks with blue hair or green hair or whatever? Like, I think the purple makes the most
I'm
sense.
excited, man. I'm
Yeah.
real excited about it.
Me too.
It's gonna be a good mania.
Yeah, it's gonna be
It's gonna be a long one apparently.
Oh, yeah.
According to you. But it's gonna be a good mania. I'm pretty
Did
certain.
Xavier give you any scoops when he was here?
Please.
What?
Like I talked to that man. For everything he's pulled here, all right?
The
We keep it on for the
You ate
cameras.
pizza with him.
What? No.
You played the Division 2 for like 6 hours.
It was awesome.
Yeah?
It was such a cool fucking LAN party. Me, Xavier Woods, and Scott Lowe just
Love
playing
it.
Division for hours on end at home. It was
How's
great.
good old Scotty Lowe doing?
Scott Lowe's good. He's good. Naughty Dog seems to be treating him right.
Yeah.
Yeah. He told me they canceled Last of Us too.
Ah,
Oh,
bummer.
shit.
Fucked up. I know.
was looking forward to
I know.
that
I
one.
figured that happened.
Exactly. Neil Druckmann, egomaniac, you know?
Yeah.
Just, he's like, I'm not in this game. I need to be in this game.
I want to be the main
And Troy
character.
Baker's like, well, I won't be in it if you're in it. It was a
Yeah.
whole thing, a whole giant fucking thing.
Did you
But
see how Troy Baker and Nolan North were on Always Open?
I did, yeah.
It's really cool.
Kind of bullshit, huh?
Yeah, right.
Stealing
Where
our
have you?
cool
Why
guys.
haven't you been on?
Oh, no, I just meant like they're stealing our cool guys.
Oh, that's
You know
that's.
what
I mean, it's copycats. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What a
Kevin-
surprise, Barbara.
Kevin,
You're
can
on
you do me a
KFF
favor?
first.
Can you pull up
KFF?
roosterteeth.com right
that
now
what it is, sir?
and show the people?
What was that one?
KFF.
KFF? I don't remember that podcast. Don't remember that one at all.
Kind of Funny Federation.
Oh, the Kind of Funny Federation. Hey, Nick. How you doing?
Nick's back.
Good. So I didn't know if Cool Guy brought you one or not.
No, he was filling in for you, doing great.
Can you show the people this? So this is what they're talking about. Cool, always, open, whatever.
Video
Scroll down a
game
little bit.
voice acting legends number.
Scroll
95.
down to new episodes, latest episodes.
I saw Nick.
Right
Did you
there,
see Nick?
recent episodes, all right? So the top row here, we're looking
Yeah,
at
okay,
them,
where I
right?
see the butt.
Hit right on it so we can get the next lineup of them, Kev.
I think I know where we're going with this.
I don't 100% know where we're going.
So what's weird about this?
Oh. First time stand up comedy. That's pretty cool.
Oh,
there's a
no.
first time
Our
stand-up
live
comedy?
action Disney remake sure looks like Andy in their thumbnail.
That looks
Whoa,
like Andy.
That's crazy. I don't remember that. I don't remember
Funhouse.
Is this some sort of Funhouse video that?
that. Yeah.
That Funhouse
just
man?
definitely don't watch it because I didn't talk shit about you guys for sure. Like,
Andy.
I didn't say anything negative about anybody here.
Now,
Anybody.
did
What's up? What's up, Nick?
did we know this was happening?
Nah, it's just
It's contractual.
they just used the photo for the thumbnail. That's all.
That's it? I mean,
Yeah, I'm
guys,
not in the video.
Enough said. Enough solved. Problem solved.
Yeah, I'm not in the video.
know?
I don't know if I believe
That happens
that.
all the time.
What's
There's
that?
no
I
way
don't
to
know if
find
I
out.
believe
There's
that. They're
no-
pretty
no way
good.
to know
They're
for
pretty
sure.
good at their thumbnails. That doesn't seem like something they would do.
They're good at thumbnails. Yeah, they're good at Photoshop, man. It was a fun video though. Had a lot of.
But you're
laughs.
not in it.
Nah.
He watched it. He managed.
Should
he
I watch
watched
it? Because it's a fun video. Should I watch it?
watch it.
You're
No,
not
it's
in
boring.
it.
It's a shitty
No, it's
video,
boring and
dude.
shitty. All right,
Yeah.
cool.
And but if I were to have been in it, he would not have talked shit about you guys.
Sure.
Who was he? Who was Andy?
up?
That is he you?
What's the narrative?
What's the third person? I'm trying to back you on this. I'm lost.
Hey, Burn Blue, man.
Burn Blue, man.
Burn Blue, man.
I want to talk about heroin, but
Okay.
first, a word from our sponsors.
Great.
This episode of the Kind of Funny podcast is brought to you by Hims and Robinhood. Hims is there for a lot of you. 66% of men lose their hair by the age 35, and the thing is, once you start to notice hair loss, it's too late. That's why you need to be like Nick Scarpino and Andy Cortez, who noticed their hair was thinning and went to forhims.com, a one-stop shop for hair loss, skincare, sexual wellness, and more for men. Thanks to science, baldness can be optional. Hims connects you with real doctors and medical-grade solutions to treat hair loss. Well-known generic equivalents to name-brand prescriptions to help you keep your hair. These are prescription solutions backed by science. There's no waiting room, no awkward in-person doctor visits. You can save hours by going to forhims.com, just like Andy and Nick did. They sent in photos of their hair, then talked to a doctor online and got what they needed. You can order now. My listeners get a trial month of Hims for just $5 today, right now, while supplies last. Restrictions apply. See the website for full details. This would cost hundreds if you went to a doctor or a pharmacy. Go to forhims.com/kinda. That's forhims.com/kinda. forhims.com/kinda. Then Robinhood. Robinhood is an investing app that lets you buy and sell stocks, ETFs, options, and cryptos, all commission free. While other brokerages charge up to $10 for every trade, Robinhood doesn't charge any commission fees, so you can trade stocks and keep all of your profits. Plus, there is no account minimum deposit needed to get started, so you can start investing at any level. This simple, intuitive design of Robinhood makes investing easy for newcomers and experts alike. View easy-to-understand charts and market data and place a trade in just 4 taps on your smartphone. You can also view stock collections, such as 100 most popular. With Robinhood, you can learn how to invest in the market as you build your portfolio. Discover new stocks, trade your favorite companies, and get custom notifications for price movements so you can never miss the right moment to invest. Robinhood is giving listeners of Kinda Funny's podcast a free stock like Apple, Ford, or Sprint to help you build your portfolio. Sign up at greggy.robinhood.com. That's greggy.robinhood.com. So, watched a movie last night called The Dirt. Have you seen this on Netflix?
The Dirt.
Premiered over this
Oh,
weekend.
yeah, Motley Crue.
It's the Motley Crue biopic movie based on the book or whatever.
Kevin, biopic?
No.
No, biopic. I think that's what we figured out.
No. No.
I've always said biopic, but
Yeah, biopic.
biopic is like you're dumb
No. Why would you say it that way? You already know it's a bio and you know it's a pic. Like, why would you say biopic?
because it makes it
Biography.
biography,
Bio.
Biopic.
Pic.
biopic,
Biopic.
biopic.
Biodome.
Biopic. Biography.
Viva
It's not
Bio-
biodome. It's not biopic.
Yeah.
It's not biodome.
So,
People just slap their screens. They just said, "Fucking stop talking about this."
stop talking. So I watched this movie, The Dirt, last night. It's all about Motley Crue. You're familiar with this?
Yeah, no,
You know the
well,
band? You know the band?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
No, I'm a dreamer.
Yeah. Oh God, you want? Yeah, that was the thing. You fucking finished that movie today, and then today it began a. Let's listen to every Motley Crue album.
Fuck yes.
Let's listen to every. I can't.
Fuck yes.
I own Dr. Feelgood growing up. You know what I mean?
He's the one they call Dr. Feel Good.
He's the one who makes me all right. But I was like, I can't. I've never listened to the other ones. So it's that Theater of Pain. Sure, let's play it from the beginning.
Yeah.
Let's just go. Let's
How
see
is
what it's
it?
all about. The album or the
Yeah,
movie?
just in general, Motley Crue. I don't.
Oh, it's great.
My touchstone of Motley Crue is I don't remember them having that many hits. I know they had Dr. Feel Good, right?
I mean, when you get going, you will. Yeah, you already did Home Sweet Home.
Who did Pour Some
Girls.
Sugar on Me? That was Def Leppard.
Yeah, that
Did She's My Cherry
Warrant.
Pie?
That was
Warrant.
yeah.
Fuck,
Warrant.
really?
So every song that I think it was Motley Crue is generally someone else.
Yeah,
That's
but
my
when you get
problem.
going, you're gonna be like, oh, here we go.
You know what I
Yeah,
hate?
I'm gonna watch this tonight.
I hate about the name Warrant is that sounds like
Warren G.
that sounds like a 70s rock band. That
Sure.
sounds like a band that would tour with REO Speedwagon.
Sure.
It doesn't sound like a band name that exists in the 80s hair band days
Sure,
of like
yeah.
Poison
it was.
and all those.
Who else?
Motley Crue.
Watch the movie.
Yeah.
So the movie, it's fun. I think you'll like it. Great
I'm gonna watch
soundtrack,
the
of
shit out
course.
it. Yeah, I didn't
Interesting.
know. So this is a fictional retelling of this, or it's an actual like documentary?
It is no, it's not. It's fictionalized. They've cast other people to play the characters. Or
Okay,
whatever.
cool.
But it's based on the book by the same name, written by the
Dirt.
band.
Got it.
So it's like it's real in quotes, but like it's not real kind of thing. Good. It took me forever. We're watching this movie. The older guy from the group, Mick, right? They keep making fun of him. He's older. All right, great. And we're watching this, and it was that thing. Jen and I both like, fuck, we know this guy. Where do we know this guy from? What has he been in before? But couldn't do it because they all have wigs on. There's no need for wigging out. They're all wigs, and they got hats on and all this shit. And sure enough, I'm like, fuck, I gotta do it. IMDb. He's Ramsay from Game of Thrones, and he looks. He's got the same chin, obviously, but
Yeah.
like nothing else. And I was like, fuck, you're
I could
Ramsay.
see him playing a Motley Crue member.
Right. Anyways, though, good. I enjoyed myself. A lot of titties in it. A lot of sex, drugs,
that's
and rock
perfect
and
then. I'll
roll. And
watch
you know
it
what I
for
mean?
sure.
But
I
it's
love
very
titties.
much like imagine if you could do whatever you want, titties and drugs and all that shit and sex and stuff. But it was like shot for ABC. Does that make sense? Like you're
so
looking
not
at the
quite as
sets and you're like,
intense.
these sets don't look
forgery
great.
aspect
You know what I
ratio,
mean?
yeah.
Like, yeah. And and I'm not saying the acting's bad, but like, I don't fully believe everything you got. You know what I mean? Whatever.
So you don't recommend
but that's
it.
always
No,
my
I
problem.
do. It was fun and it's interesting. I just don't. I mean, I don't think it's got the bar of quality that's amazing, a seal of quality that you're like, oh my god.
But that's always
this
my
fucking
That's
killed it.
always my problem with when they make fictional retelling, like or make movies based on this. Like that was the same problem I had with Bohemian Rhapsody, where I was like, they're
didn't watch
kind of
it.
nailing it, but it's not 100% there, and it
Yeah.
never really. Like one day they're gonna do a Guns N' Roses movie, and I'm
Sure.
like, there's no fucking way you're
like,
gonna nail
this is-
the chaos that was Axl Rose and Slash.
They do a bunch of fourth wall shit. Of just like blah blah
appreciate
blah.
that.
And this is how it happened. This is you said this is, and you're like, this is all so corny as fuck. Like,
Yeah.
don't. There's only one time
Sounds
where
like
it
you're
did
talking
it,
me out of this movie.
and it got a good laugh out of me where they were like,
Like
this
the-
is
the
Doc,
Vice
and
thing?
this is Doc, our manager, and but they were like, this is the introduction to Doc. That's not how it really happened. We met Doc and this guy and his partner, but like they're like, but for the movie or whatever, we're just gonna ignore that guy. They're like, they fade that guy out. They're like, we're just gonna put it all to Doc because it's more interesting this way.
That's cool. I like
The trailer
I
looked
kinda
fun.
Like that.
But it also was one of those things I saw the trailer and I'm like, cool. I don't need to see this
That's
movie.
my thing is it's fun, but it's one note fun, and it's literally, remember how we all loved Behind the Music when it started, and then you stopped watching Behind the Music because you're like, you already knew what it was going to be.
Yeah.
From nowhere to success to a horrible thing, they came back and now they're back.
Were you in the one we did for IGA Weekly with Roper ODing? Do you
Guitar
Oh
remember
no,
that one?
Guitar Hero. No, I didn't do that. I wasn't. That was too new for that.
That's
Yeah,
so
yeah.
stupid.
But it's the same thing of like it's predictable.
How do you
and
remember that, Tim?
Even not knowing Motley Crue, like their rise, fall, and everything else, like I was like, I knew what I'm getting in for. But similar to what you're always talking about with
Yeah.
every not bad movie you watch, but like it's comfort. It's food.
Yeah.
The
Yeah, you put it on, who
soundtrack's
cares?
great. There's titties. There's drugs. It is watching it. You're like. Everybody's like, oh man, they're like, fuck, because they were like, shout at the devil and like, oh my god, they're in so much trouble for that. You watch it, it's like, it's just a bunch of fucking kids getting drunk. Why is everybody so hung up on this devil thing? You know what I mean?
Well, it was the Sabbath, man. Like when it was like everyone was worried that their kids were going to start worshiping the devil and
Man,
like
they just
become
had,
the
they didn't
Antichrist.
even know the real problems they were going to face one day, and that they had to get hung up on that
You
shit.
want me to give you some feel good?
Oh, are we jumping off this topic? Because my topic still is heroin.
Oh no, I was gonna say a feel good documentary is the Rush documentary.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
It is.
Well, I mean, if you want to watch the Rush documentary, it's fantastic. It's very good, but it's also because they're Canadian, and at no point did they ever have any problems with each other, which is hilarious.
The best thing about the documentary is hearing
They just love each other so
all
much.
of the other rock bands at the time talk about Rush.
Yeah, that's the best part.
It's really good. Like,
They were like, all the
Gene
other ones
Simmons
were
is like, we're doing cocaine, and girls are in their hotel room, and they're in their hotel just reading.
They're playing fucking Dungeons and Dragons. Rush is such
It's a
fucking
very
nerds.
good documentary.
Is it on
love it.
Netflix?
Yeah, it still is. Yeah, it's
Okay.
called Beyond the Lighted Stage.
Oh,
If you want, I don't know if you have yet or not, but the 3-hour long Eagles documentary is the best documentary I've ever seen.
that sounds like, oof.
You know what,
That
though?
sounds like the Lord of the Rings about a band I don't care that much
It's
about.
not because what they do the one thing that I just want a documentary about musicians to do is tell me where the inspiration for the songs came from. That's all I fucking care about. Like, I want to know why the band broke up. Obviously, spoilers, the story's always the same. They get big, egos overtake them, and they can't work together anymore. Boom, they're gone. But what I like is they just tell stories of like, he tells a story about how he was driving with a guy on the freeway. And who had a bunch of cocaine in his glove compartment, and a cop like was gonna pull him over, and then something happened, and the cop maybe got called away or whatever. Keeps going, and the guy sped off, and he was like, "Holy shit, we almost got arrested!" And he's like, "Man, that's life in the fast lane." And that just became that life in the fast lane.
Oh, they're gonna be
Or-
like, we gotta hide out here. There's this hotel called California.
No, but that was a great story as well. Like just those little small things of like there was one point where it was like they were hanging out at a bar with like one of those classic bars back in Hollywood back in the day, and he saw a woman with a guy who clearly wasn't her husband, like, and that wasn't her wife, his wife.
Yeah.
And he goes, they're looking at each other, and then when he got up, she was like looking around, and when the guys he was with was like, oh, she's got those lion eyes. And he's like, oh man. So just shit like that where you're like, where does the inspiration for this stuff come
Sure.
from? Over my last vacation, I read I forget the magazine. It was a music magazine, but it
Time.
was
Rolling Stone.
something like that. Doesn't matter.
High Times.
It had one of those cool covers that was matte though, like
Source.
Next Gen magazine back in the day. That was really fun. No, the whole magazine was Led Zeppelin. And it was literally every Led Zeppelin song and where the inspiration came from. I read that fucking thing cover for cover. Did I retain any of that information? No. But I felt real cool sitting by the pool reading the Led Zeppelin magazine. But I love that. I love seeing like, hey, this was their first album and they came out with this, and the second album was to really, that was the most important one because they had to follow it up, and then 3 was the one that cemented them as being like really fucking great artists, and then seeing where they went from there, and then the fact that they would have kept going were it not for the fact that John Bonham died, and they just literally were like, we can't do this anymore, like we can't do it without him. And it's just so fucking like, it's just cool to see all those old stories.
Jay-Z has a book called Decoded that is the same thing, where it's just him talking about inspiration for.
Is it just every page is New York?
Most of them are, in fact.
It's cool that Nick likes hearing how people hear their inspiration. You should check out this movie called Solo, where Han Solo walks up to the table and he's
But here's my question.
like, hey, I'm alone. They're like, so you don't have a family? He's no. He's like, Han Solo. It's pretty cool, Nick.
That's good.
Really,
That's a
it's
good
a
reference.
full origin story.
But here's my question though: do they talk about any sort of thing that he can hang on a rearview mirror?
So
that's
in
really
this fine movie, enjoyable enough kind of thing. Of course, not of course. Nikki Sixx overdoses on heroin, right? He gets addicted to heroin. And we're watching this, and as you guys know, I've lived a life. I've been around
you've
the
done heroin a lot of
world. I've
times.
done a lot of things. Outside of caffeine, beer, chicken wings, like drugs don't really appeal to me. I've never looked at that and been like,
chicken wings.
that's what addictions.
I've been
what I mean?
offered cocaine before.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, I've been at parties where people are doing cocaine and have offered me, and it's like,
No, you haven't.
ugh. Yeah, I have.
No, you fucking.
He used to be in a band. He was in a band.
He was in a fucking band. Like they were all straight edge though. They used to go to straight edge parties. People were like, you want some pie? I can't have sugar.
No.
Anyways, I've never thought about it. I've never cared about it. It doesn't look appealing to me, especially I don't want syringes in my arms or my feet or my dick or anything like that. You know what I mean? And we're watching this movie, and Jen says, you know what? If I had the ability to do something and then rewind, I would try heroin. Because people always talk about how fucking crazy it is and how it's like you're touching the face of God and yada, yada, yada. But then I'd rewind right before it. To what I said, though, is, but don't you think you'd be addicted? You can be addicted off of heroin after one hit, right? So even if you did heroin and then rewound time but kept the memory,
You'd still
wouldn't
want
you
it.
still be addicted and chasing that high?
Wow.
That's a science for Kevin question.
Science.
Maybe you'd be addicted to the feeling of it, but I think maybe it's either meth or heroin. I think it's meth that rewires your brain, like meth or crack cocaine. One of those, like when you smoke it, it fucking like it starts to separate connections in your brain and really fucks you up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know.
I've always
so
thought
on
about
that point,
that.
if you could rewind it, that'd be kind of cool.
See, I don't know if it would. Yeah, I understand the physical part of it, but I still think the psychological part of it. You would remember that high.
Well, that's
I
why,
bet you
that's
want
why
that high.
everyone eventually goes to heroin because it's the best high. That's why you gotta do it. Well, that's what you see him. You see him go from like weed to like coke. They love the coke phase, but then eventually they go heroin because there's nothing better.
How everyone eventually goes to heroin.
It's always heroin with these fucking like it was Red Hot
yeah,
Chili Peppers
totally.
heroin. I don't understand how like my perception of heroin is that it is like the worst thing you could possibly do to yourself, and I can't imagine evolving to that point as a party like a rock star where you go, you know what, today's the day I'm gonna do heroin.
Here are the multiple things I don't like about heroin. Number one, of course, I don't want to put a syringe anywhere in my own body. I don't want to deal with that, right? Number two, you guys know I'm a germaphobe. Keep using the same weird spoon to cook stuff in.
You can get
Not a fan of
gross.
that.
Yeah.
Number three, you know that I like to let my coffee sit and be lukewarm before I ever touch it because I don't like hot liquids. With heroin, I cook it on the fucking spoon and I'm using the lighter. Then I put it in the syringe. How long do I have to wait? How long do I have to wait for it to
blow on it a
cool
little
down?
bit.
No, I don't. Then my problem is clearly the cooking is doing something to it. Like, does it separate if I let it sit there? Like, is it like
Coagulates.
is it like a
Great
good
question.
Italian dressing where it's just gonna separate if I let it sit there?
You just put a little on your tongue first. It's ready. you put it on the counter, pull it up, and it's ready. It's
Watching
ready.
people cook things on a
Is it-
spoon
it's
reminds
like
me
spaghetti?
of Breaking Bad and The Wire.
Sure.
Like that imagery just takes me back immediately. But I do like what Jen was mentioning, how she wishes she could like just try it but not try it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that all the time because the few times that I smoked weed, I enjoyed it, and I was with friends and we were hanging out or whatever. But then one time I had a panic attack, and that's what just like sent me spiraling. I was like, "Fuck this! I'm
That's
never
when you
gonna do it
went
again." Yeah, sure. but it sucks because I enjoyed
what you said,
enjoying
I get
it,
it.
right? Like
Yeah.
I liked it the times where my friends and I were all hanging out, playing video games, and we're all high and just laughing about dumb shit. But it was the panic attack that I was like, I'll never do this again. But I always wish that I had this magical ability that I could be like, oh, let me experience what it's like to be high right now. And if I experience it, but all right, off. Like I just want it off. You know what I
Sure,
mean?
sure.
And I've been thinking about that with like, what if you could do that with acid?
Anal. Oh,
Yeah, anal too. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
let's try it.
Because I'm sure it
Guys.
hurts, but like,
Woo.
Yeah,
You
you know?
breathe through.
Yeah. But I've been thinking about that with like the insane, the ones that are like super psychotropic, like mushrooms
tea,
and
shit like that, yeah.
Especially because that's all Joe Rogan talks about.
I mean, it's that kind of culture, that drug culture is fascinating, but I don't see myself.
Like ayahuasca.
Well, yeah, they talk about like those psychotropics or psychedelic drugs where you go in and like you come out and it's like it like helps you with deep seated problems. I'm like,
Yeah.
that sounds cool, but knowing me, I don't think that would work. I
The
think it would
journey just sounds scary.
I'd go in and freak out, and then I'd have another fucking phobia that I have to work on, and
Yeah.
it just wouldn't work out for me. I'm not into it.
I know it's like not the craziest drug, ecstasy, but like that's for me. I'll never do it, but I would love to try it, and then
That's
Take
you.
it
That's
back.
you watching a Nintendo Direct.
what?
That's how you are when you're watching a Nintendo Direct.
Yeah. But see, I want
That's
that.
at your most like
I want
ecstasy.
ecstasy because everyone just like they tell you that you feel music and that like you just everything just feels good to touch.
I was gonna
and
say
it's
that's
like-
the thing is like you'd want
it's
to
like
touch
sex
things
and
for the
music.
first time ever. You don't ever want to touch
The touching thing is blown. You guys have blown it out of proportion. The
Come
wrong
hug me right
ways.
now, then. Come
No,
hug
I
me
don't wanna
right
do
now.
that. I don't
See?
wanna do
Your
that.
mom
It's
com-
a-
your
it's a
mom
heat-
commented on the.
It's a heat-based
YouTube
thing.
comment.
Don't bring up my mom commenting. Do not support this. It's a thing where I just don't like the heat of Gia sleeping or like on
Yeah.
the couch and stuff. Just
Yeah.
like normal, just interact.
I've seen you physically come in contact with another human being twice in our entire friendship.
That's not true.
Twice.
Do
you remember-
And once was by
Excuse me,
accident. Bumped into
excuse
Greg
me,
at the
excuse
airport by
me.
accident.
Do you remember how disturbing it was at their engagement
At the
party
engagement
when they were
party,
like
see him touch
hugging
her?
and
I was like-
arms around each other? Like, what the fuck is going on?
We're like that all the time. I feel like you guys have just like
Don't
blocked
listen,
it out.
Tim. You hating hugging is like me loving Gundams. It's just a stupid fucking thing that started and became.
But we can
an
all
end
agree
story.
that Tim's super.
But at every meet and greet,
Yeah.
people are like, "Oh my god!" Like Tim hugged me, and I'm like, "I'm a hugger.
yeah.
I hug hello to people."
There's a guy named Travis.
You're here every day and hug me.
that you played the division
definitely
with.
not.
We've all
I
played the
literally
division with.
squeezed Greg's shoulder today, and we looked longingly into each other's eyes.
We get all
And
sorts
we
of
wanted
money.
to touch each other more, but this
Okay.
is not appropriate.
Hey, I'm not arguing that I like touching as much as you do.
When we were playing the division, this guy T Money was like,
Hey, I'm gonna
so
come to your house and hug you.
He was like, I'm going to the Kansas City meet and greet. Can't wait to meet you guys. I've been listening since Beyond and all this stuff. He's like, but like, are you guys cool with like hugging? Because like I know you all say that Tim hates it. I was like, no, that's Tim will be fine. It's like just played up. Like we will hug you, whatever, unless you got the flu, like fucking Arvel grenade.
Fucking Arvel.
Jesus,
What was he
Christ.
thinking coming
What
to
are you
that thing?
thinking,
You know what I mean?
Arvel?
What are you thinking, man?
Hug Kevin right now if you're such a fan of hugging.
Kevin,
No,
get
here's the
over
thing.
here.
I will categorically say, not a fan of touching Kevin.
Yeah, I understand
Ever
that.
in any situation. Like,
I got to laugh out of Kevin. That's when you know it's a good one.
Little giggle, man. Back to me being in an Uber.
oh, the one that,
was
you
like
were
an hour
driving.
ago.
The one- so I realized just all the weird things that I do in my head, right? Like, what are some really weird like things that you do when you're alone?
I talk to myself.
Okay, I talk to myself a lot, but here's a thing that I do all the time in a car. If like, let's say there's like a telephone pole right here, right, and there's another telephone pole. When they cross, I'll like bite down or something, like in hopes that
That's weird.
that it's weird, right? It's fucking bizarre.
So wait, what do you mean the telephone poles cross over? So you're driving down the
It started back
street-
in the day. It started back in the day. I'm in the car with my mom, and the cars back then we had like antennas, right? So whenever the antenna would like, we're driving, and here's like a telephone pole. When they would overlap,
okay.
I would like do something or tap or like,
Sure.
in hopes that I got it at the right moment.
Sure, okay,
And
yeah.
I think that's why I'm super good at first person shooters, honestly.
Oh,
Twitch
wow.
based is your first person.
Yeah,
shooter?
exactly. But those are weird little twitches that I have that I do on my own. It's really bizarre.
Probably why you're good at rhythm as well.
Maybe
You nail the rhythm.
Maybe. I like to think that I'm good at cutting hair because I do art.
Okay.
know what I mean?
Sure.
Sure.
It's like sculpting. You're
Yeah,
sculpting.
yeah,
exactly.
Sure.
Like
Yeah.
angles and
Sure.
all that stuff.
That checks out.
Yeah, like when I catch myself doing these weird things, I'm like, I can't. There's nobody else who's doing this.
But I think there are. I think that's what BuzzFeed is based on, right? It's just every single thing. It's like, you're not the only
Quirky,
one.
weird things. Yeah.
Like, can
I
you
mean, like
relate?
I've talked about it before, but like, so for a shortened version or for somebody who's a new listener, right? Like I believe that the amount of streetlights that go out prove there's a God. Like that's the same
Oh,
thing.
right.
When a streetlight goes out, and I'm like, okay. Like I acknowledge that as like,
What do
oh,
you
hey.
mean when it goes out? When it turns off?
I have an exorbitant amount of streetlights around me when you're walking at night just go out. And I don't mean all of them
I'm
go off
thinking
or turn
traffic lights.
turn on or turn off. I mean like the light you're walking under with Porty just goes
Yeah, it's a traffic light that it fucking.
There's a God. God of death.
He works in mysterious ways. You look at me, I've got like the cords cut in my hand where the lights like
I miss you too. Fucking weird.
I do your will, Lord. I do your will.
Soldier of Christ.
Oh man.
Yeah, anyway, I just think about weird shit that I do, but I talk to myself all the fucking
Do you
time.
answer out loud? Because I've tweeted about it before where I'll be like in my head and just like having a conversation. I'm like, well, that's a good point. Or like, well, yeah, if you remember that. And I'm like, well, you're talking to yourself. So you know it's a good point.
No,
you know,
I talk to myself a lot in different accents, and it's always based on like what I just recently watched.
Sure.
What?
Fair.
Yeah.
You're like Lindsay Lohan when she came back from Britain and just had a British accent for a while.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I'll also just create dialogue in my head. Like whether it's I'll see something on the news that happened and then I'll like answer back as if I'm on the news desk. Or I just do that weird shit all
sure,
the time.
But like
Yeah,
you
everyone
in
does.
your head, you have different. Like to Greg's question.
no, I'm
like, are
talking
you-
to myself.
Yeah, like out loud.
Yes, out loud. Yeah, like quietly or whatever. And sometimes I'll whisper if I know somebody else is in the next room. Huh?
He said, is this all in the Uber? Guys like trying.
I don't think I ever talk to myself out loud. Like I definitely have conversations in my head, like working things through. Like the only times I will make noise is if it's like a oh shit or like oh or like you know what I mean, like some type of.
I do it all the time. And I always will get into hypothetical arguments all the
Oh,
time.
I do that all the time.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Where you play it
All
out.
the
You want to
time.
play,
Play it
yeah,
out.
yeah.
If I see a tweet, I'm like, oh, I wish I could reply to that, but let me reply in my head.
Yeah, what would they say?
Yeah.
And then I'd say this, but they'd
Yeah.
say that, and I'd use
And I
this
fucking
gift.
dunk on their bitch ass
Yeah,
right here.
yeah,
You high five yourself. You're like, fuck man,
I'm like,
British
yeah.
Andy's
I'm
hella
like,
cool.
Yeah, you got him, Andy. Nice one, mate.
I think that's Australia.
It works either way.
Yeah,
you know,
mate.
it works out.
Good day, good day. Lord of the Rings.
Nick, do you have any quirks that you think only you have?
Oh no, I mean I'm fucking crazy. We all know this about me. We know Nick does crazy shit all the time. Where like I'll reply to things, people are like that. No, we're not talking about that at all. You are just in your own head thinking about shit. One of the things I've noticed I do lately though is I work through material on the streets. So I'll just be walking to
I've
and
seen
from
you do
things,
that.
and I just be like, and I think like I'll catch someone's like looking at me, and then like, what the fuck is that guy's
go
problem?
Bluetooth headset.
And then like a minute later, I'm like, oh, he thinks I'm crazy. I was talking to myself as I walked down the
San
street, and he thinks
Francisco,
maybe
man.
I'm crazy.
Yeah.
It was so. I'm very guarded when I walk down the street, specifically at like certain mics that are like on 6th Street and shit like that, where there's a lot of people constantly like coming at you for just random shit. You know,
Take
like if you
your
make
shoes
eye
off.
contact with anyone on 6th Street, they're gonna ask you for something or accost you or whatever. And someone walked by me and mumbled something, and I shot him a fucking look. I was like, nope, I'm not. It's not today. I'm not dealing with your fucking crazy, sir. I respect what you got going on up here, and maybe we can't help you as a society. Maybe we can't. Maybe we failed you. But today's not the fucking day.
I'm locked in right now.
And I was like, because you never know. Like, you don't know what's going on with somebody. Looked like normal, like an upstanding human being, but it still could have been crazy. I don't know. Fucking A.
It was Gavin Newsom.
It was Gavin Newsom. Walked by, and about 30 seconds later, it just like, you know how sometimes you hear something, and then 30 seconds later, you figured out what he said, and he was like, your flashlight's on your phone. He was just trying to help me out. And I looked and I was like, oh, fucking A. Turned it off.
That's always the worst.
I'm like, I was such a dick to this guy for no fucking reason. Just because
Wow.
I was like, I don't want to be bothered right now.
You're in your own world.
Another weird thing I do. I'm really into like heat maps. Like
What? Like crystals?
when you use your keyboard a lot and your keyboard will tell you these keys were typed the most, whatever. But I think that with everything around us. So I'll like think
Sure.
of like every time I walk, not every time, but every time I'm like, not every time, but every time. Whenever I'm walking to the studio
gets
from my
stuck in a
car
cycle.
parked up here, I'll think like,
God damn,
which one of these slabs of sidewalk has been walked on the most?
By
Which
anyone or
one-
by you?
anyone, just which one has the most contact? I'll think like
fair.
which street has had the most cars on it
Stats are
in this
interesting.
city. I think
yeah.
about that shit all the time.
You know,
dude.
but back in the day, it blew my mind when they first showed you that, like, did you ever see that stuff of like eye tracking for websites where like eyes go? And they figured out that like we've just as a society trained ourselves to never look at the right or left side of banners because
ads.
they're just always ads and they're
Oh,
useless.
wow, that's
it's
cool.
pretty crazy. Yeah, there was a video like 2006, 2007 that I saw about that. I was like, that's pretty
Yeah.
fascinating.
Unless it's the ad
And
where
now
it's
I
like
think they figured it out,
scientists
it's
hate
all-
this guy for having a huge dick.
Oh, I
And
click
then
on
you,
that.
like, click
It's
on
one of
that.
that fucking
baby.
monster thing.
Clickbait.
Did you see
Circuit's the best.
one of the shave clubs moving in on your Pornhub?
Oh, did they start doing it?
Yeah,
I've
it
been
was
going
not.
back
It's,
and-
it was. It's not as overt as what you guys want to do with like kind of funny of like, hey, you're about to jack off. How you doing? But it was like, this isn't just a banner ad for shaving accessories. It's also an escape portal if anybody walks in.
That's smart.
Just like,
I'm telling you
click
guys,
on it, like, oh, buy
it's
and
only a
shave.
matter of time before people figure out that's a legit untapped market for
Well,
advertising.
dude, it's working the other way now, where it's like Pornhub is about to become a new like video platform that's not just porn.
good. Let's
we
go.
put our
They're
stuff
like
up?
really
Immediately.
diving on. I'm sure we can.
Oh yeah, well a lot of people pirate videos and put it on Pornhub
yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah, but now they're like,
Like you'll hear like, oh, the new Avengers leaked on Pornhub. It's like
I'll go
what?
watch it.
Yeah,
There's a lot of full like hour and a half long movies on
yeah.
Pornhub.
If I'm going to spend
Not
3 hours
things you
and
necessarily wanna watch
2
on
minutes on Avengers, you better believe it'll be on Pornhub.
Hell yeah,
Best
dude.
way to watch it.
Hell yeah,
Mhm.
dog,
Best
yeah,
way to
dog.
play.
4 hours.
Yeah,
plus
I'm
with me.
disappointed that I've been going back and forth with these people that work at like Traffic Junkie for like 2 months, and I'm like, can you just fucking? I give you a credit card. Here's the thing, just run the fucking ad. Because at this point, I've talked about it so much, I just want it.
want
At
it
some
to be
point, I
real.
just and again, going back, why do I want this, Tim? Why do I want this? For the one time that I'm on Pornhub and I see myself and I giggle. And that's it. That's all
it.
I want to waste the company's money just to fucking do this.
dude,
to have a
seeing
funny
the
ass
waiting
story.
for the punchline trailer as pre-roll on YouTube videos. I'm like,
weird.
This is weird as hell, man. I love it though.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people commenting on that. People like
great.
screen capping that. It was pretty cool.
I want to get a billboard in the Bay Area that we
Oh,
put up.
yes.
That's just like, hey, we're local. Subscribe to us on YouTube. We don't care if you ever watch the videos. Like you have a Google account, just fucking click it. You know what I
I
mean?
totally do that. I've thought about that a lot because like every time you drive down the 101 and you see these billboards for like Trelello or Trivillalello.
We'll help you
or
with
all
your
these-
business, do
what a
whatever.
Business
like,
to business
and you're
club
like, listen, we just
platforming
want
thing.
subs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be
keeping it
hilarious
simple.
if we did that. If we just had a thing, just subscribe to us. That'd be funny. Or we go the opposite way, where it's just a whole bunch of convoluted words, and then it's like, fuck it, just subscribe to us on YouTube.
It should just be subscribe to youtube.com/kindoffunny or you will die.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
What about KFAF best show on the internet?
No,
Oh, that'd be amazing. You think that we get sued if we were like to get a brand new iPhone? Go subscribe to youtube.com/kindoffunny.
A lot of hate.
Do you think we get people get pissed off about that?
What if we just put the milk mommy picture on a billboard? That's it.
Well, when the FCL takes off, we have to do that. You know,
Holy shit, Tim!
Yeah.
your hometown team.
I love being
the milk
I
mommy.
love being in brainstorming sessions with
Yeah.
you. You fucking knocked it out of the park.
That's it. We need to do
What's
it.
the biggest billboard we could find to put Kevin's fucking face
biggest?
on it? Yeah, I want.
I don't know if we
want-
need to go for
That
big.
Yahoo thing
101.
just came down.
Did you see that?
When you're going
Oh,
over
yeah.
the Bay Bridge or whatever, the Yahoo sign you always
Oh,
pass.
you finally took it
Yahoo.
down.
Yeah, we could put up our own thing there. It could be just Kevin's face.
That seems real expensive.
Did you see how
You know billboards.
somebody tweeted us a photo of a woman's maternity store called Milk Moms?
No,
Yeah,
that's good. Yeah,
that's really good.
that's good.
It's
We
really
did
good.
it first.
They should sponsor us.
I think we should put up a
first.
billboard of the video that I'm in with Funhouse, just like the link. Like
you're
the
in
Ladies
URL.
and gentlemen, this has been the Kind of Funny podcast. Each and every week, sometimes four best friends gather on this table, each bringing their lives to talk to you about them. If you like that, head over to patreon.com/kindoffunny, where you can watch us record the show live, as well as get the show ad-free early. Of course, if you have no bucks to toss our way, no big deal. The show posts each and every Friday on youtube.com/kindoffunny and on podcast services around the globe and on roosterteeth.com. But I'm sure you already knew that. We're about to roll into the post show for those Patreon supporters. So head on over if you want to be a part of it. And if not, we'll see you next time.